Hello, West Ham Network. It's Holly, and I'm here with your Hammers headlines for today, Tuesday, the 3rd of September, run in association with KUMB.com. So today we are going to be chatting about an experienced player who's said to be closer to signing to West Ham on a free, upcoming international games, and a new signing who isn't necessarily getting the game time that he was promised when he signed for West Ham. So let's jump straight into your stories for today. So, for your first story, Mats Hummels is reported to be Stuyton's preferred option as our fourth choice centre back. So, it's something we've discussed quite a lot in recent days of what we do if we get an injury or two at centre back and who we would play. So, as a free agent, Hummels may come to us on a free, but his wages are expected to be high. So, it's not necessarily going to be the cheapest in terms of ongoing costs. He turns 36 in December, so he would definitely bring experience, shall we say, but maybe not the pace. But as a reminder, he's a right-footed centre-back. He has been released by Dortmund this summer. He played a decent amount last season for the club. He actually played 25 times in the Bundesliga and 13 times in the Champions League, most of which he actually played for the full 90. So he has been playing top-tier football on a regular basis. In terms of ability, he does still have it, but we know that he's at the very end of his career given his age. So this would be more of a short-term addition to West Ham. Plus, he is up there with some of the world's very best players in terms of ability. So having him in the team would bring a whole new mentality, which we don't necessarily always have at West Ham. And I don't think many players, to be honest, have it in the world. So he would bring that to us. He would bring that experience, but he's never, ever been the quickest player in the world, let alone, obviously, as he gets that bit older. So some of you as well are basically asking whether he could get up to speed with Premier League football and whether he'd be of the ability that we need at this point in his career. But then you look at Thiago Silva. He signed for Chelsea, also at the age of 35. He managed to do well and remain at the club, I believe, for 4 years. So it's not impossible to come in at this age if you're at the top of your game, which it appears that Hummels is. So the question that I have for you today: are you happy for us to bring in somebody like Hummels given his age, or would you prefer us to take a little bit more of a risk perhaps on someone that's a little bit less proven at a top level of football and give someone like Casey the opportunity to show what he can do should the need arise? So let us know down below in that comment section what you think. Now, for your second story, the first international break of the season is here, and we have a number of West Ham players who have been called up to play for their countries. So Jared Bowen has been called up by Lee Carsley in his first England squad, which is thoroughly deserved, and I'm glad to see that he's still getting called up. England are going to face Finland and Republic of Ireland. Mavropanos is going to be playing for Greece in the same group as England, so they'll have very similar fixtures there. Czech Republic have Souček and Sufal that they've called up with fixtures including Georgia and the Ukraine. Fulkrug's been called up for Germany, so he'll be looking to get some more goals for his country, facing Netherlands and Hungary. Areola has a difficult campaign, actually, for France, with games including Belgium and Italy coming up. Callum Marshall is going to be playing for Northern Ireland. He's got games against Bulgaria and Luxembourg. Paqueta has got qualifiers with Brazil for the 2026 World Cup. They've got fixtures against Paraguay and Ecuador, and they will be keen to be getting a win, currently sitting in the 6th and final automatic qualifying place because they've actually lost 3 of their first 6 qualifiers so far. So not a very positive start so far, which I'm sure they'll be looking to turn around. Rodriguez, they've won 5 of their 6, so they're in a far better position. So he will be playing for Argentina against Colombia and Chile. Antonio is going to be playing for Jamaica for their CONCACAF Nations League campaign. They will be looking to get that going. Kudus has qualifiers for AFCON for Ghana. Meanwhile, Aguerd, who's now out on loan, will play for Morocco, also for qualification for AFCON. And we know that Alvarez is not going to be going away on international duty. He spoke with the club about this a couple of days ago, focusing on recovery and getting back to 100% fitness, which is obviously a relief to West Ham fans. It's what we would have preferred rather than him going out and taking a risk playing with international games if he's not 100% yet. So here's hoping all the Hammers involved can have a very positive, successful and injury-free international break. And finally, The Athletic is reporting that Summerville chose to join West Ham because we promised him regular playing time. They've said that he had interest from 3 other Premier League clubs, and we know that one of them was Chelsea and one of them was Liverpool. Obviously, he wouldn't get much game time there at this point in time, but West Ham was the best place for him to secure game time. with us reportedly promising him minutes. Now, while this clearly played a big part in his decision to come to West Ham, reports are asking whether the player may become frustrated quite soon, having played 21 Premier League minutes out of a potential 270 so far. Obviously, when you look at it like that, it sounds like he's not getting what he's been promised. But personally, I reckon he'll know that he's got to be introduced slowly. And we've got the Carabao Cup game against Liverpool coming up, so he's likely to get more game time, as well as looking to prove himself and therefore getting more game time as well in the league. So I'm not too worried, because it seems a little bit mad if he was expecting to get full 90s immediately. And I'm sure we wouldn't have promised him that, when obviously that wouldn't be our intention, because that would be pretty mad if he didn't completely hit the ground running. And I personally am really, really excited to see what Summerville can do on the wing with that pace. The way that he takes players on is really exciting, because I think it's going to hold the ball up and allow a lot more players to get into the game. And if we can get the service into the box, full crook potentially on the end of that, it could work. I'm starting to see what Lopetegui's starting to do, but I think we're going to need some more games to start to really understand what the system is, what the approach is, where all the players fit in. But having seen the City game, you could see a vast difference between how we played under Moyes and how we set up and how we approach games compared to how we played under Lopetegui. It was a lot more attacking. We brought the game to them. Even when we were struggling, we gave everything and we just attacked. We attacked City, who typically we've sat back and tried to get a draw against, and it's something that's frustrated fans for a very, very long time. So it looks as though Summerville could play quite an important part in us learning to attack a little bit more, even against a difficult opposition, and bring the ball down that left wing, which we've been missing since prime Benrahma days. We haven't really had anyone that can bring the ball down that left wing and take players on and get the ball into the box. So hopefully Summerville is the answer to that. But let me know how you're feeling about Summerville down below in that comment section as well. So there you have it. Those have been your Hammers headlines for today, run in association with KUMB.com. We want to hear your thoughts. We're going to be doing loads of reaction videos this season as well. So drop your thoughts on all of today's stories and any other stories that are happening at West Ham at the moment, because there's far more than I can cover in just 3 little bulletins. Drop it down below in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. How are you feeling? Are you feeling more positive having seen the City game? Are you more concerned having seen the City game? How are you feeling about us drawing Liverpool in the Carabao Cup? Lots and lots to talk about at the moment. But drop us a comment. Give this video a like. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to West Ham Network. Turn those notifications on, because we don't want you missing out on very, very top important videos. And have a brilliant day, whatever you're up to. Enjoy. Have a great one. Bye. Don't know what that goodbye is, but goodbye.